Hello, and how's everybody doing today? I'm Slav-in-a-tor-ski, and welcome to the channel. Hopefully you like what you see today. We are going to be going over a Remington R1 Enhanced that I picked up a little while back, and I'm finally getting a chance to actually take a look at it on the channel. Now, if you enjoy videos like this, different firearms reviews, gaming videos, things like that, feel free to subscribe. We do a lot of those videos every single week, just trying to keep up with things and trying to get content out there that I think everybody will appreciate. So let's hop into the actual firearm. This is the Remington R1 Enhanced. They do come in this box here. You see all the information on the side. Different box than you usually get, not bad. And I know that Remington did go bankrupt recently, so I'm curious to see how that affects this firearm. When I picked it up, it was while Remington was still in business. Bought it brand new, ordered it in, and they did have the rebate on these. The rebate I did eventually get it after they went out of business, so I was kind of surprised because I didn't think that would actually come in. Which, funny enough, they didn't send me a gift card, they cut me an actual check. Interesting. But let's open up the box and show what you get inside. So you have your operator's manual, or owner's manual, I should say. I'm trying to make it sound cooler than it is. Let's see, so we have some black and white pictures with a little bit of color. You have some full color pictures. Warranty registration, that's kind of pointless now. And you'll see on the back here, I went to cut open to get the UPC out to send in for the actual that rebate, and I cut it wrong, so I had to tape it back up so the book actually still functions. You get the locks. It is not a branded lock from what I could see. There's no Remington on it, it's just a lock. You also get a takedown wrench, barrel nut takedown wrench. We'll show you what that's used for in a bit. I'm sure I'm using the wrong term for it. 1911s seem to be one of the few firearms that need these. Alright, so you also get 2 stainless magazines. Very nice looking. There's one. There is 2 8-rounders, 45 ACP, typical 1911 fare. And then you get the firearm, as I beat everything up with it. Hopefully I didn't just scratch it. No, I didn't. Okay. In the plastic. And there is the actual firearm itself. Beautiful finish. You can understand exactly why I bought it if you've been a long-time viewer of the channel. You all know I love stainless steel. But let me go ahead and put this down. I'm going to clear off this table, fix up the little mess I'm making, and we'll be right back so we can go into depth on the firearm itself. Alright, so we moved everything over, scooted it, and let's take a deep dive, just taking a look at this firearm. Absolutely beautiful finish. You'll see why I wanted this one over the others. I like that Remington's writing on the actual firearms. It's not overdone. It's not crazily colored. It's just, it looks like carved into the actual slide. Even on the side, you get small enhanced 1911 R1S. S for stainless. So let's go ahead and take a look at the features. It comes stock with this nice grip here. This is plastic, I believe, plastic or polymer. Very grippy. You see those little pyramids on there. Those definitely make it very easy to get a hold of. I do like that. You have your grip safety here, like all 1911s have. So you cannot fire the firearm without actually getting a nice tight grip and releasing that safety. There is a manual safety. Now, one thing about this firearm, it is not fully ambidextrous. We'll show you how that goes as we go through. You do have a manual safety. It can only be engaged when you're cocked and locked. So this is how you would carry the firearm, essentially like most 1911s. As you see, safety's engaged. Either safety doesn't matter. So you would draw, drop the safety, pull the trigger, fire. You see I have a nice skeletonized hammer here. Very grippy. You can see the serrations on there. Very easy to get your thumb on. Cock that back. Nice groove here to rest your thumb in. Also, the magazine release sticks out pretty far. I don't really have an issue with hitting it. even though my hands are big. The magazines actually go in nice and secure. You'll see the Remington branded. And you push the button, it shoots them out. So you get a nice spring on this. So that's not an issue either. You get the beautiful trigger, all 1911s get. Also skeletonized out with the 3 holes. It also has serrations on the front of the trigger to make it a little more grippy. Trigger guard does not have any serrations, but you do get the serrations down the front of the grip, and you get the pyramids on the back of the grip. Very nice. You'll see here you have rear and front slide serrations, so if you want to press check, you can. You want to charge like this, however you like to do it. Some people charge like that. Weird to me, but okay. On the front, you'll notice that the actual, oh gosh, what's the name? I just had a complete brain hiccup. Someone down there would tell me. Barrel bushing, I think that's this part. But the actual, guide rod, I think that's essentially what it is, sort of. For the actual recoil spring on top of here, it's not hollowed out like most of them. You do have a flat surface with pyramids on it, so it's easy to get your finger on there. Gosh, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. As far as the sights, you have blacked out rear sights with serrations on them to cut down on any possible glare you might get. Your front sight is a fiber optic. Very nice, very bright. As you see, it makes it super easy to pick up that at night. That's going to bother me that I couldn't think of that. You'll see that the barrel itself is crowned on the inside, making it more accurate. Very nice rifling in there. All right, here's the other side. As I said, it's not ambidextrous on everything, but it is a very beautiful firearm. It does weigh a fair amount. We'll go through that, of course, like usual. And just in case, I know I didn't show it yet, let's go ahead and do this. There's your slide catch, slide release. I didn't mention that earlier. We are safe, there's nothing in there. You'll see that nice feed ramp. Everything good to go. Beautiful, beautiful firearm. Now the rear sight is adjustable for elevation, and you could drift it left or right for windage. Front sight, you'll see they're both kind of dovetailed in. So it's easy to switch them if you want, but honestly I like that front sight. It's the reason I chose this model. It's kind of mostly what I want right out of the package. I might switch these for some G10 grips, but honestly, I do like these. These are nice grips. 45 ACP, as always, with most 1911s. I don't believe in getting 1911s in 9mm. I'll just get Beretta for that. Just beautiful, beautiful firearm. Absolutely love it. So let's, safety's off. You can tell I'm more used to Berettas than I am to these. I keep forgetting to do that grip safety. All right, so there is no double action on these. As you can see, when the hammer's down, it does not fire. These are single action only pistols. What that means is when you pull back the hammer, when you pull the trigger after that, it's a single action happening. You drop the hammer. A double action pistol, when you pull, like let's say a Beretta, as you pull the trigger, your first action is it pulls the hammer back, and second action is it drops the hammer. That's a double action trigger. This one is a single action trigger because it only drops the hammer. Now, let's take a look at that trigger pull, because like most 1911s, it is very sweet. I'll shut up now so you can hear it. Nothing to it. Nothing to it at all. Let's go ahead again. You see that? It's like you breathe on it heavily. Listen for the reset. It's right there where it breaks. It's right where you need it. This is a beautiful trigger on this firearm. Absolutely love it. But let me go ahead and put that down there. I'm going to clean some things up a little bit, move some things out of the way, and then we will show you the next portion of the video. Okay, and to correct myself from the earlier portion where I kept getting the names wrong, let me just show it right here. That I did correct myself. recoil spring plug is the piece on the front of the firearm I was showing you earlier that is grippy. And that wrench is actually a bushing wrench. So I had the wrench part right at least. But recoil spring plug is the name of that thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right, it is that time. Time for me to justify my purchase of a scale off Amazon to you and make the whole $20 I spent worthwhile. Just like all the other videos, we are going to weigh this bad boy. We're going to weigh it empty. We're going to weigh it with two different types of magazines. I have one unloaded, one fully loaded. All right, so your pistol by itself. By itself, you're looking at 2 pounds, 4.8 ounces. Now, you want to put a full 8-round magazine in it. There we go, locked in. Let's weigh that. 2 pounds, 12.7 ounces with a fully loaded 8-round magazine. Now, just to have fun, let's weigh these magazines by themselves. So, here's an empty 8-round magazine. 2.5 ounces, fully loaded, 8 ounces even. All right, so this portion of the video, we're going to show you the takedown and disassembly on the pistol. So first off, your first step, as always with any pistol, make sure it is safe, empty, and nothing in there. We can't stress that enough. I know all the other gun people out there, just like me, are tired of hearing that. But it can't be stressed enough, especially with new people. And I know I do get a lot of new people on my channel that are just purchasing their first firearms. So this is for you people out there, you guys, you girls, whoever it is, always make sure it's safe first. All right, I will get off my soapbox now. So you're gonna take your wrench and this plug that I was talking about earlier. You can do this without the wrench because of the way they designed this, but we're going to show you how to do it since the wrench was included, and it makes it a little easier. Now, this plug is under high spring tension, or pressure, however you want to put it, which means you want to keep pressure on this because if you don't, that spring will fly out. I'll show you. So, you're going to fit your wrench. Notice how it's shaped perfectly. Push it down. See how it moves down? And then this this top piece is going to rotate all the way around. See how that rotates? Now, as you're doing that, slowly let off your pressure so that plug will raise up slowly. See the spring I was talking about? If you didn't keep that pressure on there, and let's say you had this angled toward your head, you're going to pop yourself in the forehead, and that's the shape that's going to be stuck on your head right there. All those little pyramids. So now you're done with your plug and the wrench for now. Now you see it looks kind of weird. You get your spring hanging out of the front of your firearm. So next step is you're going to pull it back. Notice it's very loose now in the slide. There's a little indentation right on top. I'm going to show you up close. See that shape, how it shapes up on this? It's like a square peg, square hole kind of thing. You're going to shape those up so they're perfect. On the other side here, you're going to push this little, looks like a button. I'm going to push that, and what that does is the slide catch comes out on this side. See how it popped right out? And just take your slide catch, set it off to the side. Now you can remove the slide. This is the lower of the pistol. Take a look at the guts. I gotta clean it. But here is where all the action is, up here in the slide. So this is your recoil spring and guide rod. You'll see it is the short guide rod for this version. It is kind of the older school version. But it is a captured guide rod. It doesn't come off there, so it keeps it in one piece. I like that. Makes it easier, less chance of things to fall, get hidden, so on and so forth. Now, if you want to get the barrel out, this bushing up here, you're going to rotate it the opposite way around. See that notch inside? You're going to keep rotating until that shows up the other side. Let me use the wrench. Once it's rotated out, you can actually release it. See how it locks? Pull that off, set that off to the side. Now you have your barrel free. There we go. Had to loosen it up. Come here, you. There we go. All right, now, when you take it apart, you'll see this little dongle, this little floppy thing right here. Normally it's like this, so if you go to take your barrel out and your dongle's up, it's probably going to get in the way of the slide. Just pull it forward. And yes, I know that's not the right term. I'm trying to be funny. All right, here is the barrel. Take a look down inside there. All right, and the slide. Very nice looking on the inside. You see it's very simple. There's your firing pin inside of there. Good looking. That's it. That's all you really need to do to field strip it. Let me angle that down because I'm putting everything out of camera view. That's all you need to do to field strip it and clean the firearm. That's as far as you need to go. I've never needed to go further for a 1911. That's it. So following the steps to reassemble the firearm, you're basically going to do what you did to take it apart and do that backwards like usual. So the bottom of the firearm is the last thing you're going to touch. Take your slide. First things first, just drop that barrel in. Remember the dongle. See how it gets in the way? Pull it forward. There you go. Push the slide in. You'll notice one thing about it is the slide will only fit in one way. Or I'm sorry, the barrel will only fit into the slide one way. Just drop it straight in like that. All right. Now from there, you're going to take your barrel bushing. You want to do it so this flat end is on the outside. Put it around the barrel and move it so it fits in just like that. It's nice and snug once it gets on there. So if you have to, give it a smack. That makes it behave. Then get your wrench. Pull it all the way around. You're going from left to right if you're holding the slide upside down like you should be. Left, it'll stop at a point on the right. Now once you've done this, you've locked the barrel into place. The barrel won't come back out. From this point, you can either start working on your guide rod and recoil spring or putting it back together, however you want to do. So, recoil spring and guide rod. You'll see on the bottom of the guide rod, kind of looks like one of those dudes from Among Us. You're going to put it feet down because his little feet go across the bottom of the barrel like that. From here, you can actually take the barrel bushing, the barrel plug and put it back in, or it might be a little easier to do it this way. Slide goes on top. Like most of them, you get your slide rails, guide rails. Slide it right on there. Now you have it all in one piece. From this point, you can easily lock this down. So see how the slide catch just drops right in. And you'll notice whenever that's lined up correctly, you have that hole that on the front here. That matches up too. So drop that in. Slide it up so it's just right with the hole. It's always a little weird at first. Come on, you. Don't you be difficult now. There we go. And then you're going to push it in. Here, you take your plug. This makes it a little bit easier. Push the plug down around the guide rod and recoil spring. So you're going to push it down, capturing that. And I find it's easier to just rotate that bushing with your finger a little bit so it locks just on the corner of that plug. From here, take your wrench, fit it up, push it down, and then lock it. There we go. See if you don't go all the way how it looks odd. Just go a little further. You'll feel it push the wrench back out. And from there, test function. We're good to go. See, it's a little bit more in depth because it is older design, but it's not that hard. And you don't need the tool. You can do it with your fingers if you want, but I always suggest the tool just to kind of get used to it yourself. But that's the full disassembly and reassembly of the Remington R1 Enhanced. And there you have it. We've now gone over all the features, the weight, and everything on the Remington R1 Enhanced in stainless. This is a beautiful 1911 that I have a feeling the value is going to go up on now that Remington's out of business. If you can get your chance to get your hands on these, I would highly suggest it. Beautiful firearms. Their R1 series are great pistols. I know a lot of their other products are not so good. The QA and quality control really went down. But the R1 models have always been great 1911s. Everyone always gives them great reviews. Everyone loves them. This is no different. This is their enhanced version, and it is gorgeous. So I highly suggest everyone out there to take a look at one of these when you get the chance. But that's all I have for now. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, found it informative, kind of struggled along with me as I disassembled and reassembled this. Like I said, I'm not sure why it is, but 1911s I always have a little bit of trouble with, but I'm getting better, and I get better every day that I do it. As you can tell, I haven't owned too many of them, but I do love them. But that's it. If you did find this video informative and you did like what you see, feel free to give me a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please give me a subscribe. We're trying to get that 1,000 subscriber mark, so the 1,000 subscriber mark by March. And I think that would be awesome. And then that would help us to get more items on the channel to take a look at. Also, if you have any suggestions of any other firearms I should take a look at, or even any video games that you've seen previously or that you've played that you'd like me to actually put on the channel, let me know. I'm always open for new ideas. Because honestly, I am running out of firearms in the safe. But that's all I have for today. Again, I'm Slav-in-a-tor-ski. And I hope everyone out there has a great, happy new year, and we'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye.